one red, pour out the Jameson for ancestors to swig.
You rescue me yet again. You put me first everywhere. You make me feel better than the mother do. You rescue me yet again. You put me first everywhere. You make me feel better than the mother do.
Thank you for tuning to the Black Fathers Initiative of Cleveland YouTube page. Make sure you click the link in the bio, like, subscribe, you know what to do. Really appreciate the love. So, this is going to be a quick one, but it's something that I came across on IG, on Dr. Boyce Watkins' page. Definitely check him out. Go subscribe to his YouTube page, B1, which is Black First. Definitely a great guy to follow. Definitely a lot of good information over there. But he had this posted, and it was, when I watched it, I was just like, wow, this is kind of crazy. But I also did a little bit of research after I watched it to get a little bit more understanding on why people do it. So let's watch it first, and then we'll talk about, really why people don't say things when they may see something that looks like it may be an emergency. So pretty much this is a social experiment, and they're kidnapping children in broad daylight in front of people to see if they'll do anything. So this is hashtag stop human trafficking. This is something they did. Now, see, so I'm watching it, right, and I'm like, yo, depending on where they are, it depends on, I feel like if I seen something like that, I would definitely question it. I would definitely, not saying I would chase the guy down and beat him up, but I'm just saying I would probably be like, hey, what's going on? Is that, hey, is that, hey, you know what I mean? Just personally, because I'm a father, and, that's just something that I would probably do. I don't know, but I feel like that's something I would probably do. But, like I said, I did a little bit of research, because I'm like, I know there's probably something, there's probably a name for this, right? There's a name for whatever this is that, kids are doing or whatever. I mean, not kids are doing, but there's a name for this situation. So, the name for this situation, what they call, is the bystander effect. It says, of course you can read, but this says this kind of behavior is called the bystander effect. The bystander effect is a social phenomenon that occurs when people fail to help those in need due to the presence of other people. We often fall into a trap of inaction by assuming that someone else will offer assistance. When an emergency situation occurs, observers are more likely to take action if there are few or no other witnesses. Being a part of a large crowd makes it so no single person has to take responsibility for an action or inaction, and this dynamic is called the diffusion of responsibility. So, it's called the diffusion of responsibility. So, I mean, I don't think that, honestly, I don't think that these human traffickers are getting that bold where they're snatching kids in broad daylight, at least not like that, not off the street into an alley. I mean, that's just too obvious, but I don't know. I really don't know. And I would suggest that if you do see anybody snatch up a kid into an alley, that you definitely call the police and let them know what's going on, because that's just odd. Especially if he grabbed the kid's face and stuff like that. See, when you watch the video, I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of different things you could say about the video. Because if I'm, now, she should have said something. The reason I say she should have said something, I hate to be that guy, and I'm not even going to put it on race. The reason she should have said something is because it looked like literally she was walking. He was in her peripheral vision. Like, I see you. And it looked like he literally ran up and grabbed the kid's mouth at that and just snatched the kid and ran away. Now that, my friend, and then I can't even say that this is what we just read because she's totally by herself. There's nobody else walking with her. I don't see anybody else around her. Now, I'm quite sure there's some people probably a couple feet behind her. But well, she's a woman. So let's just put that out there. She's a woman. So, of course, I don't expect her to run and try to save the little boy. But did she call the police? We don't know. Doesn't look like she did. It looked like she just kept walking because she probably felt like it's not my problem. And I also want to say, too, sometimes I think that people, depending on just depending on the day and the situation, sometimes you can think that you didn't see what you just saw. You know what I mean? Like, you can see something and be like, did I just see? Nah. And your brain will tell, you'll tell yourself, no, you didn't see that, knowing that's what you really saw, but you can't confirm it because it's just something that happened. But at the same time, you're like, something is telling you like, that ain't right. But once again, you got to keep it moving because you literally don't know. You know what I'm saying? You're like, I don't know, so I can't really. So I can understand that. And like I say, as a woman, I don't see her run. You shouldn't be run. I don't see her running after anybody. But she could at least call the police, and be like, hey, I seen a little boy get snatched up. Some man grabbed his mouth, put his hand over his mouth, and dragged him into an alley. I'm going to say another thing that if you watch the video, the kid doesn't really kick and scream. Like, he really just gets snatched up, and then it's just like a doll or something. He's like, like, he got me. And then it looks like he goes right into like a black alley. So it's like, who's going to go into the darkest alley on the street? And my man, you see my man, he like, yo, I think I just seen a kid get snatched. That's probably what he just said. Like, I think I seen a kid get snatched. Now see that right there, once again, when you watch those, that's when you kind of wonder. See, look, he's right in her face doing it. Like, come on, lady. With this one, he kind of snatches him in front. So as a person in front, he's looking, but it's like, what was, you're like, what was that? This one right here. Kind of the same thing, But like I say, old boy was probably just on something different and was like, yo, man, that didn't look right. You know what I mean? Like, that looked like, but that one right there, where he was like literally looked like he was in front of him, those are the ones that kind of make me sick, because it's like, yo, he literally grabbed the kid in front of you and ran away with him, and you still walked away. Like, I wonder what he's gonna do to that kid. Like, nah, bro, like, you gotta need to call the police or be like, hey, man, was that your kid? Hey, well, hey, yo, you see him run down there with that kid? Yo, ain't nobody else see that? Oh, no, y'all tripping, man. He just ran down there with a kid. Hey, man, come here. Hey, man, come with me, man. This guy just took this kid down this hallway. You know what I'm saying? Call somebody else on the street. Hey, man, I just seen a guy snatch up a little kid, man. Hey, man, come here, man. We gotta help this little kid. I mean, I know it sounds good now, but when you're in that situation, you don't know what you'll do, because I might be in that same exact situation and find myself using what they say is, what's the word again? The diffusion of responsibility, if it's a lot of people around there. Or I'll just be, it'd be the bystander effect, and I'll just be looking around like, did y'all see that? No? Okay. I thought I seen somebody get snatched up, but you guys said y'all didn't even see it, so maybe I need some glasses. I don't know. So I just wanted to, just wanted to put that out there, review that, because that's something that we can all think about, because we all got to do our part. And once again, I'm not telling people if you see something to, go and try to fight the person or try to get the kid back. But if I was to see a kid get snatched on the street, I would definitely say something to somebody right then and there. Like, we calling the police, or me and a couple innocent bystanders gonna go seeing what's going on with this kid and this guy.